look at this here, Garlic Festival shooting. Yeah, I was a bad interpretation for it because my reading of the Associated Press wrote it really different. So this is KCRA and local news. So I read a little on it. It had a description on it, the Congregation Mail or something like that. I don't know if you had accomplices or something like that.
We have some witnesses reporting that there may have been a second suspect, but we don't know if that suspect was engaged in any shooting or they may have been in some sort of a...
So of course, the humanities of it, is that, in my community, our community, where it's like, oh, wait a minute, there's a description, race to fabricate and stuff like that. Okay, so if I have it, such and such. And then who they exploit for it. Okay, so let's look at all this kind of that's been going on with law enforcement. Or just, not so much law enforcement, but let's just say law enforcement for just take that and then arbitrarily, randomly, right? It's Brooklyn and Harlem and stuff like that and whatnot. And so look at this chaos is going on around here, and look at the things that's happened and such, and also there's so whatever other news, I think there's a huge brawl on a cruise ship or something like that. So all this stuff, it's like you say, okay, what's the description and what is the fabrication that's going to go through, and then what's the thing of it, the exploitations of it. Okay, I woke up and bought gas today. I think that was the wrong thing to do because I still haven't settled down from waking up, and if that sounds weird, it's kind of weird because if I woke up and I haven't settled down from waking up yet, and they're saying, and basically the so-called false imprisonment is lights out. I'm like, well, wait a minute, you know what I mean? So that was kind of a little inertia given a lack thereof on my end or in my sphere, and if I have any spheres left, and then I say, it's a binary idea of saying, this is facilitating. I'm not facilitating through this Gilroy Festival, but saying, okay, so what facilitating what? And I forgot already my investigation there, and so and writing and such, and it's like, I was a since immigration and stuff like that. I'm like, people are like, oh, all you see is bad news. News is bad. News is bad news and all that stuff like that. Well, it's at one point in life, and when I said this, Mom said this back when she started watching news and stuff like that. It's not bad news. Just because you stop watching bad news doesn't mean it stops happening. You know what I mean? Just because you stop watching bad news doesn't mean it stops happening. You know what I mean? So, whatever that means is, and to me it makes sense because it's like, people are like, oh yeah, everything is Disneyland and stuff like that. Yeah, you might be that way, you think, right, and stuff, but, in reality, because someone doesn't watch news anymore, it doesn't mean bad news doesn't happen anymore, okay? For example, you go across the world and stuff, they have oil tanker crises and whatnot and all this other stuff. And so here in California, which is really close to San Jose, which is in Northern California, where they have garlic ice cream and that type stuff, and then you think, and all this other stuff, and, so this KCRA, the reporters are all over it. It's not all over it. I'm like, there's security cameras. there's the exploit. And I was like, who the exploit? Exploit, yeah, there's a security camera. It's called Sirius. That's what it's called. Okay? And if it was planned out, then, you know what I mean? And then, you know, pretty much there's data involved in that. No, I don't want to pay my copay right now. I tell you about 9-point antler deer.
I'm sorry, I don't have specifics on that, other than people.
Oh yeah, who did you explain about this? Oh yeah, who did you explain about that? Be responsible and conservative. I'm saying more than you have to.
It was jewelry officers that engaged the suspect, yes.